Hey, we're in it now.
We're back.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Luck We Had, a Shameless recap podcast mini-sode for season 11, episode 10.
Woo.
Fuck, I didn't look up the name of the episode.
DNR.
Do not resuscitate.
DNR, season 11, episode 10, DNR. And I am your host, Amanda. That is your host, Evan. And here is our third host, Lena.
Hi, besties.
Hello. Hey, guys.
And we're so fucking excited because after, you know what? I listened back to our last week's episode.
I did too.
It's fun to be a hater sometimes.
Oh, yeah. We're allowed to get mad.
We were so mad. We were pissed.
We were so angry, but you know what? We earned this one. We earned this episode.
You know what? This is a full 180 from last week's episode, and we got a lot of things to say.
And I'll go right ahead and apologize at the top here for saying that after credit scene was a throwaway, stupid nothing scene.
It actually became important.
Yep. My one thing about that genuinely is that I still enjoyed that scene, and we still were upset about it, like being like, it's a throwaway, nothing's gonna happen. But I feel like with how big of a plot it ended up becoming, they shouldn't have made it the end credit scene. I feel like it should have been in the actual episode.
Right, because some people don't watch that.
Yeah, because people don't watch the end credit scene. People sometimes don't even know that there are end credit scenes because it makes sense because not every episode has one. But I feel like because of how big of a plot point it was, I feel like it should have been in the actual episode, or more focusedly been like Stole painting instead of just Debbie and Ian being like...
I mean, honestly, this last decade of Marvel has taught us one thing. It's taught us to watch the fucking credits. There might be something else.
True. Sad but
wrong.
true. A quick shout out to Corinna Martescu, who wrote this episode and also wrote episode 6.
Hey, bestie.
I think she saved the entire show, maybe.
She saved the whole fucking season with those episodes. 6 and 10 have been the best ones so far. Also, the cinematography on this episode, gorgeous. It was so pretty.
Well, okay, so Anthony Hardwick directed, but he is also their DP, I believe.
Is he really? That's why it was so pretty. It was so pretty.
Yeah, Anthony Hardwick directed, and he is typically their cinematographer, actually. He's been their DP for the past 3 or so years, but he did direct this last episode.
I have one thing to say about like the cinematography of this episode is that it still had like the same like a couple shots. It just was so like obviously it's like not a steady cam, so like it just seemed very shaky and almost like filmed like how we said like Arrested Development like last week. Like certain, not all of it, like the majority of last episode did, but only like a couple scenes with this episode. It's just like I'm like normally shaky cams are like okay, but this one like I don't like when they like they literally like move around and I'm like I'm getting sick, I'm getting wheezy.
Like in earlier seasons and stuff, they did used to use a lot of handheld, but that was also like a style choice. Like it made sense.
It enhanced the chaos.
Yeah, sometimes now it doesn't make sense, but...
Yeah, like, just with the writing and how, like, as we said, like, the lighting, obviously, like, it just seems too, like, sitcom-y to the point where I'm just, like, I was like, maybe make it darker, and then we'll talk. But it being so bright...
It is so hard, yeah, when they're trying to pass off LA as Chicago.
Yeah.
Except they are so not trying. Like, they're
not
honestly
trying that
not
hard.
trying.
With how great of a production this show is, their green screen could be a little bit better.
It is just that, like, Chicago, it's so hard because, like, the show's essentially a love letter to Chicago, and they always filmed exteriors there and filmed, like, major scenes actually on the streets of Chicago.
All those lake scenes.
So it's like, now it's like, I'm missing that. Where is it, guys?
Okay, but let's get into the actual episode, and let's start off. We're gonna put Carl up at the top because that fucking tone deaf previously on made me want to ruin everybody's life. Like, what the fuck was that?
I mean, he needed it. I don't think he's done an intro yet, so, like, he needed one, but it's like, oh my god.
We're so tone deaf.
Where is my Mickey intro?
Yeah.
Where's my Mickey intro?
Give it to me, please.
I feel like they definitely aren't gonna probably continue with the whole Black Lives Matter, like, incident. I think they're gonna just continue more so on like the police like fucking being an asshole to everyone than this. So I feel like that was Shameless's one little nod to being like hee hee, and then they're just gonna like nothing else is gonna be mentioned about it.
The protest wasn't even Black Lives Matter.
What, that one wasn't, or was that?
No, it was about eviction. It was about housing.
No, the in the intro as well, or was
It was the same.
Oh,
Set. It was this because they film the intros while they film other scenes. So it was the
my
same.
bad. I misread the scene then. So
yeah, the signs said something about housing, and how housing is like a right, not a privilege. And
gotcha.
I also just want to talk about the characterization of the partner character. What the fuck? I thought he was supposed to be like the gentle one. Even in last week's episode, he was like the gentle, take it easy one. So what the fuck is this all of a sudden?
I don't know. Maybe the near-death experience.
He's being real nasty. Like, he's used to, like, be like, we love people, we're to protect, and now he's literally, like, calling every single person who isn't rich an animal, and, like...
I genuinely hate this man.
I don't like him. He should have died from that heart attack.
I know he appears in episode 12, but I don't know, like, how big his... Maybe Carl quits, like, at the end. I'm holding out for Carl quitting at the end of the... Like, right at the end of the season and being like, I'm doing something better with my time.
Yeah, everything about the Carl storyline is Shameless being the most tone deaf they could possibly be, and like just digging themselves deeper and deeper into this stupid fucking hole that they've created.
They had such an easy opportunity to do it so well, and it's not as if they haven't done well in the past. Like, literally in the first season, Frank had some big monologue about how the cops shoot unarmed black people. As far as, like, cops go in the show, Tony was, like, a pretty decent guy.
Yeah. And then even his partner was just like a chill guy too. And then we also have that other scene when like all those kids were like selling lemonade, and then Fiona and like the whole neighborhood like all rioted together to like beat up that one chick.
Party on her front lawn. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Fiona punched her in the
like
face.
It's just such like a 180, and like I'm glad, like, I don't know, it's just like, Liam's right there, guys. Like, Carl literally has a black brother.
But, like, this is once again just another moment, too. And he is so disconnected from the rest of the family, too, that you could have removed every scene except for him wondering about the painting, and nothing about the episode would have changed.
Also, speaking of, like, being disconnected to the family, he's, like, one of the only other people that we haven't heard about what his plans are to move. Like, he, like...
No, we don't know where he's gonna live. We don't know how he's feeling about the move. It's like, do they just not care about Carl as a character anymore? Like, they only care about Carl the cop?
Yeah, like, it feels like they're not giving him, like, Gallagher traits. They're just giving him, like, a task to do in the season more so. Like, he's there in family scenes, but, like, he just kind of just, like, says, like, 4 words, and then just forgets about it, and then we don't hear about his opinions or thoughts.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of family scenes, that family scene in the beginning, I love an episode starting out with a family scene in the beginning. It's so good. Although Debbie just backpedaling from all the progress she made last week was fucking annoying.
Yeah, even Lip was like, dude, again?
I mean, like, okay, I don't think that was really, like, I mean, he was like, yeah, again, but I feel like they kind of came to an understanding where she was like, okay, if you want to sell the house, I'm not going to stand in your way, but I'm not going to help you either.
Yeah.
That's kind of where I thought it was coming from with her, because at the end of the day, she's still, like, pissed off.
Yeah. And I just need to, we'll get to it in their thing, but the quick shout out, come on, Red and Ian and Mickey, like, ooh.
Okay, baddie.
We'll get to them.
How many pet names did we get this episode? A treat is what we got.
Yes. But they have to go and open the alibi because Kevin V are in Louisville, moving V's mom into her house, and I love their storyline so goddamn much.
Me too. They're so happy.
They're so sweet. I actually really enjoyed, like, both Kev and V's solo scenes. I actually was invested in both. Like, I really liked Kev's solo stuff. I will say the one thing that like I totally noticed and could not, like, wrap my head around was when Kev jumped behind the bar to help out.
Not wearing a mask.
Not wearing a mask. Why is he not masked? He's working.
Oh, yeah, I didn't even notice that.
Like, in the alibi, it's a different thing because he owns the bar and, like, only, like, 4 people come in there. But, like, that is a chain restaurant.
Yeah.
He would have to be mandated to be wearing a mask.
The show is so inconsistent with stuff. Like, everything about the restaurant was unrealistic because, like, the Sam Pancake character's coming up to him and is like, hello, I'm going to tell you the entire story of what's going on with my waitstaff right now. Like, you don't do that with a customer.
And then also just letting some random stranger hop behind the bar and take money and touch liquor. Like,
it's weird. I mean, like, the only time I would ever do that was when I was trying to get somebody to feel bad for me. Yeah. Because if I was doing a really shitty job. But all I would do is be like, oh, we're understaffed. I wouldn't be like, oh my god, I had to move this person here and this person here. Because the customer would be like, I don't give a shit.
Yeah. Like, was it unrealistic? Yes. But was it fun to watch? Also, yes.
Yeah.
So, I enjoyed it. And I also loved him being like, I would really, really like to go to the Louisville Slugger Factory. That would be really fun for me. Not only because I've been to the Louisville Slugger Factory, thank you very much, but also it was really cute. It was just he was so excited. It was really cute.
I love V was like, since when do you like baseball? He was like, I've always loved baseball.
But, and then also the V side of it too. V slowly getting coerced into being like, you're abandoning us, you're leaving the South Side. Oh wait, it actually is really nice to be near family. And what do you mean I could have a good job? And these houses are actually really nice. Like, she's the slow realization.
Her mom was right. She needs to not only have white friends. White people suck.
Sad but true. They were like, all you have is white friends. And she was like, what? No.
She's like, Liam is my friend.
Well, I'm
God.
Kevin V don't really have friends.
Yeah, Kevin V just don't have friends. No one has friends. They're all just hang out with each other. There's enough of them that they don't need friends.
Except remember last season when they did an entire episode with Kev of trying to get V a friend, and she got a friend, and then we never saw that friend ever again?
Yeah, like, I totally forgot about it because we never saw that friend again.
I totally forgot because it wasn't important.
Exactly. But I'm glad that they got to, like, adventure out, and, like, you could tell they really enjoyed it, and, like, it was nice to see Kev do his own thing, like, for once, and, like, be happy, and then, like, V also just was, like, vibing for once, and I was like, give that girl a break, she needs to hang out with not old, gross men.
Kev not being a complete idiot, because the himbofication of all the male characters, it's, like, Kev actually being kind of, like, a normal person.
Yeah. And, like, him being good at the bar and getting, like, knowing the tricks of getting 3 women to order incredibly sweet drinks. It's like, yeah, you load it up with sugar and you don't even have to add that much alcohol. It doesn't cost you anything and it makes you big money. Like, he's been doing this for over a decade. He knows what he's doing.
It, like, kind of upsets me in the fact that, like, if we compare this episode to last episode, how dumb and how unmanageable they made Kev to seem out to be. And then for him to be like, I'm a king. I can get $1 billion in tips. I can help sell all these great drinks. And then last episode, they were like, bad dad, can't run the bar.
Characterization all over the place, especially because bad dad completely contradicts everything that he used to be. He was great dad.
Everything that they built his character up to just be like, he can't watch his 2 children when he used to watch 3 kids.
You can tell when a writer likes the character and when a writer hates the character. Like, you can just tell.
I feel like it's just, like, not hate, it's just, like, they don't care and they feel like they can't do anything with that character. I'm like, you're 11 seasons in. You got 10 and a half seasons of freaking content to develop your character in your episode. Like, choose anything from an episode and be like, hey, and we'll be like, oh my god, remember that time when he did that thing too? Like, it's not that hard.
I did see people point out too, they're like, oh yeah, that scene of the kids vaguely playing in the background is the only indication we have that they brought Gemma and Amy with them, that Gemma and Amy are okay.
Oh yeah, they were like running around the pool with Dominic, I think, right?
Yeah, I would just assume that they were there because V told Kev to bring them, and also because there was no mention of anybody else watching them. Who could they get to watch them anyway?
Right?
So, I mean, like, I just assumed that they were gonna come.
And like we said, this episode was shot so pretty. Every shot in Louisville was, like, so pretty. Like, that shot at the end of them agreeing to move in was so pretty.
Oh my god, it was so pretty.
Marriage looks really good on them, guys.
It does.
They look really good with those rings on their fingers.
It does. I really enjoyed the Kevin V storyline. I'm so happy whenever I get to enjoy a Veronica storyline. Like, it's so cool.
I'm really happy that they get a happy ending.
Yeah, me too.
It's what they deserve.
Moving on from that, to the Liam and Frank storyline, which also broke my heart.
It made me really sad.
Like, starting even from the opening scene where Liam was like, guys, he's probably not lying. He probably actually doesn't remember. And very fair of Ian to be like, or he's a lying asshole, because correct. But Liam's like, but he has dementia now.
The one line that hurt me was when Frank was standing there and he was like, don't talk about me like I'm not here. And I was like, ooh, like, that really hurt me. Like, it was really upsetting to watch because, like, it's so hard to be going through that because, like, it's literally, like, every 10 minutes he's like, fuck, I have dementia. And, like, also it was hard because, like, you can tell the kids are, like, still trying to figure out how to work with this and, like, how to take care of Frank now. And, like, like, I'm caring about Frank. What the fuck?
I mean, since Liam got his living situation figured out and everybody's kind of, like, doing their own thing. Frank is really the only one that would end up homeless.
Yeah.
And he needs the most help out of everybody. And they have not gotten together and had a conversation about what they're going to do with him. I know that he's a piece of shit.
Mhm.
I know that he hurt them and wronged them. But it's like, he needs help. I mean, okay, quick shout out to Ian being like, oh yeah, Frank used to lock us in the basement. He left me there for 3 days once.
Yeah.
Are you
like,
okay?
Hello.
And then like, I just, for Christian Isaiah, again, gold fucking star this week.
Performer of the week.
Oh my god, performer of the week.
Number 1 performer of the week.
Number 1.
Incredible. He's incredible. I love this kid.
He's gonna do big things.
This kid can do dialogue. Like, anytime he has a scene with Frank, I'm just like, I'm looking. I'm watching directly.
I am watching.
And like, especially the last scene with them on the steps, like, bringing back like how like, even Frank was like, have you guys figured out, like, what you're gonna do with me? And Liam was like, nope. And he was like, it's probably gonna have to be fucking me. And Frank was like, that's a lot for a 9-year-old. And then the very last part when he was like, I'm 11. Ouch. Ouch. Ouchie.
The heartbreaking, I'm 11. And he was like, you're supposed to take care of me.
Yeah.
Why am I the one who has to take care of you? Oh, that hits so hard for me. Cause like, also I've had like things in my life that have kind of paralleled that. And so I'm just like, oh my God, it hurts so much, actually.
I saw that people are guessing that like we see him buy heroin, like a lot of heroin at the end. People think that he's gonna overdose on purpose.
That's what I said, and that's why he gets a DNR, and he wrote on his arm, H in pocket.
Yeah.
And it's like, I mean, he bought a shit ton.
Yeah.
He bought a lot. And 2 syringes, so he's probably gonna double up.
And I like feel like we can't say enough how good Christian Isaiah is, because it's not just Christian Isaiah like doing good in a scene. It's Christian Isaiah doing good in a scene opposite William H. Macy.
Like, I was gonna bring this up, yeah. I was gonna say William H. Macy is such an incredible actor that even when he is not the focus of the scene, he brings the best out of everybody else.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Like, some of Emmy's most standout scenes, some of Jeremy's most standout scenes, it's like when him and Chloe Webb were on screen together.
Electric.
Literal magic.
And him and Joan Cusack, too. Just seeing them work side by side is...
Miss them.
Yeah, I miss her.
Yeah, now that we don't have the stress of Liam, like, not knowing where he's gonna live off of him, like, the STEM school thing was rather low stakes, but, like, I liked it. I also thought that Frank had a genuine moment of being a good dad. When he saw that kid push Liam, he thought Liam was getting pushed around, so he was like, oh, fuck that, and he stepped in, and it was really sweet.
Yeah.
It was really sweet.
The one beef I have with this episode is the very poor timing of anti-Asian rhetoric.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's talk about that. Yeah.
I mean, none of us are Asian, but, like, so obviously we can't fully speak on, like, how that affects us emotionally, but it's just...
Every jab at it was every stereotype you could think about.
It was cringy.
And it was just really upsetting and, like, really not needed. Like, the race joke didn't need to be played, even though it was an Asian kid. Like, it was very unnecessary.
Lena has pointed out before that this show is not only incredibly xenophobic, like, all the time. It has been incredibly anti-Asian so much of the time.
From the get-go.
Like,
I can't even think of, like, what they've shat on the most. Like, Mexican people, Asian people, Jewish people, or Black people. Because it seems like at the core level, because they have Black characters, they have some sort of compassion for Black people.
Yeah.
Like, even though they do a shitty job with it a lot, but it's like...
When they have a Mexican character, she's a tamale maker whose entire family is under investigation by ICE. And when they have an Asian character, she's a girl that got adopted by 2 white people and rejects her Asianness and makes jokes about it all the time. So, they're not
Amanda.
Great.
Well, not even Amanda. Eddie, who ended up abandoning her niece.
I forgot about her.
Warren from the first season, when Lip was like, when Lip said, you know, GFY, like, Koreans are cheap.
Yeah.
Like, it's just like, Timmy Wong, the Jaime's father.
Oh, Jaime's dad.
Like, it was like a fucking joke. Well, I mean, obviously, because they had to make it clear that it wasn't Lip's kid, but it's like the fucking joke that's like, oh my god, the baby's Asian and has Down syndrome.
And also just this entire week, I don't understand how, like, if you have to submit an edit by whenever and you can't change it, but, like, this whole week, nobody at Showtime went, maybe we can cut out 1 or 2 of those. Because, like, especially in the line when they're outside of the kid's house for like the first part of Liam letting Frank know what's going on, the whole anti-Asian comment he made there could have been removed from that scene, and the cut still would have made sense, and the scene still would have made sense.
Yep.
And it didn't need to be there. It didn't need to be there.
If Liam didn't respond to it, it didn't need to be there. But Liam did respond a couple times. He was basically just like,
that's super racist, Frank.
Yeah, like I think you're being an idiot. Yeah, I just when they were in the delivery van, and then not just him being like, wait, how long have I been like, he thought it was Kev's ice cream truck, and then him being like, wait, how long have I been a delivery man? And then later when Liam saw him at the house again, and he was like, somebody stole a delivery van, the police were everywhere. It was like, motherfucker, that was you.
Yeah. But yeah, the Liam and Frank storyline was so, like, I just love watching Christian Isaiah. I could see him lead an entire show on his own. Like, I think he's fantastic.
Yeah, he's gonna do big things, I hope.
He really is. Like, I really want that for him. He's so talented. And that made this storyline so fun to watch. Like, I know William H. Macy is there and he's doing it, but like, I'm here to see Liam doing this. Like, it's so fun for me.
So heartbreaking, so emotional. Like, damn. Yeah.
I love that kid.
Because last week we were beefing with the dementia storyline because it's like, oh, Frank's interacting with people that we've never met before and that we don't care about. But it's like, we care so much about Liam.
Exactly. So that was great and we love it. Moving on from that, a storyline that I personally think was fucking stupid, Debbie's. The only thing I liked about it was every time the All By Myself cue came in, I was like, that is hilarious. That's very funny.
I saw a post and I sent it to you guys, but Debbie, I think, okay, as much as I hate Debbie, she's a shithead. I think that this storyline is really good for bringing some sort of redeemable quality back to her. Like, obviously she's not redeemable in our eyes because we hate her. It makes sense that Debbie is the only one that has never spent really any alone time from her family. I mean, Ian went off to the army, Carl went to juvie and to military school, Lip went to college.
And rehab.
Liam is basically alone half the time. It's like every other member of the family has had some point of time when they have not relied on their siblings as a support system. Even when Debbie was living with Neil, she still relied on, because Lip was over with Sierra. Like, it was just, she was still...
Neil would watch Franny.
Yeah, she was still relying on them. So the fact that she has to reckon with being alone, like truly alone for the first time, is interesting. And it's honestly, like, I do enjoy watching it, even if I hate that I'm watching Debbie.
Yeah. Imagine the show having the balls to keep Sandy around so that they could be moving in together. Wouldn't that have been fun?
Do you want to quote the person who made that post? Because they made some really good points.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't quote word for word from the post. I just kind of paraphrased. Path of the Ranger on Tumblr. Yeah. Everybody else has had... Yeah, she's never come home to an empty house and known that nobody else would be walking through the door. Having a kid isn't the same because the kid's younger than her. She has to take care of the kid instead of, you know, her siblings, kind of like, because a sibling, it's not just like a familial relationship, it's also a friendship.
Yeah.
So, you know, to not have that sort of sense of equality in age, like having a kid that you have to care for, kind of different.
Also, Franny, I love and respect you so much. Can we play with Uncle Ian? He is my favorite. Can we invite Uncle Mickey over? I love him so much. I'm like, yes, you do.
Can we play gas station robbery with Uncle Mickey?
Her saying that Ian is her favorite. Me too. Me too, bestie.
She got 3 other uncles. She's like, no, Ian and Mickey are my favorites.
Her saying that Ian was her favorite resonates. Me too, Franny.
Me too.
Me too. So the kids are doing it. Like, Christian Isaiah killing it, and then Paris also killing it.
She is so good. I love her.
I thought it was so smart, the ending, where Franny was fucking up the painting by putting stickers on it. I thought that was actually brilliant and really funny. I do beef with the end credits scene again because it's like, why they just dumped it there? Like,
yeah. And then also they're gonna have a homeless man find it and watch him end up go to jail because he found it or something like that.
And it's just like, I don't know. I mean, so it's like, how could the painting be such an important part and then be like, okay,
it's on the L.
Done. Who care anymore? It's probably not gonna come up again. But I will bite my tongue if it does.
It definitely won't. Another reason, even though I really enjoyed Debbie's storyline, did they need to play All By Myself that many times? I was getting
I thought it was so fucking funny.
I was getting so annoyed. I was watching the episode with Sebastian, and we were just like, enough. We were like, we don't care, don't care.
I really enjoyed it. I thought it was so fucking funny. I liked it.
And then all of her freaking, like, cuts to her, like, imagining what life's gonna be like without everyone. Like, shot of her, like, dead on the ground with, like, Franny's hair all, like, frizzed up, like...
So, yeah, Franny was the star of that whole storyline for me. Like, I respect what you said about the sense of isolation that it brings. Like, yeah, but Franny is a queen, and I love Franny so much. Let's get to Lip. I really enjoyed this episode of Lip. I still believe that Lip is drinking, and I'll bring that up.
I do too, especially that Ian Lip conversation.
Me too. His reaction to Ian asking him about a meeting, suspicious.
I want to say that I tweeted this earlier, Shameless is doing a really good job at hiding Kate's belly. I didn't even notice it till the second time I watched it. I was like, I didn't even pay attention to like how they were framing her. They were very boobs up framing, and when they didn't have boobs up, she had a bag over her. But I only noticed it because I know she has a pregnant belly.
Oh yeah, she's showing.
Yeah, and Tammy wears a lot of crop tops, so it's like to have her be like not in a crop top is kind of like
because
suspicious.
She is tall and skinny, so like that bump would be 1,000,000,000% obvious. So they got to play it. They've been layering her up too.
The one time we see her from the front in this episode is when she opens the door, and her shirt's like so flowy that you don't notice anything. Like It's got a big pattern and it's really flowy and you can't see it.
And in the next episode, like the promotional pictures, she's wearing like a large flannel and stuff. So
but the whole storyline with them, Lip trying to balance everything. I understand why they are only using Kate in a little bit of it all, because she's very pregnant and they want to shoot around it. So like she wasn't really there that much. But when she was there, I think she was really supportive and cool. She's like, yeah I understand that you want to prioritize the house because it'll get us a lot of money really quick. How about you can do both? How about we do both things? You also call about the jobs. And then she was also really supportive. She's like, wait, that's a super low amount. You put a lot of work into that, into that bike.
Yeah, she was like, fuck no.
It sucks that he ended up selling it.
One line of dialogue between the two of them that kind of rubbed me the wrong way. I don't know, like, it probably is not that deep, but when she, like, comes into the house when he's working on the light fixture, and she's, like, talking to Fred, and she's like, how was your day? And he was like, yeah, shitty. Like, the way she just, like, said, like, I was asking Fred, but it was just, like, the tone of it just didn't sit with me very right. I didn't like the way she just, like, I don't know. I don't if you felt the same way, but it just, like, felt very just, like, a little nasty to me.
I think Tammy by nature is a little bit apathetic in general to other people of her age, because she's like, oh, well, I'm doing shitty too. Like, I'm trying to just, like, have a little silly time with my baby. Because obviously, like, she knew that the baby wasn't going to answer, so she was just having fun. But
maybe she also works at the salon, and she is living with her family that is annoying the shit out of her. Maybe a bitch was just tired.
Yeah, True. Honestly. I mean, it does suck for her and Lip to be, like, in a partnership and to not see that support go both ways.
Because Lip's been crashing at the house, so they haven't even been living together.
Yeah, and that's really upsetting him. I mean, him and Ian talk about it.
Yeah. Yeah, and the fight with Mickey, it was just the two of them being so frustrated at the same time in the same space with each other.
Mickey was so in the wrong.
I don't know if I want to talk about that last scene when we talk about Ian and Mickey too, but like, fuck me, like.
One thing, another thing made me mad about Lip's situation. He was manhandling that painting. He put it face down. He just hung it. He leaned it on corners of things. Ooh.
He doesn't
and then
know.
Also, I know he doesn't know, but I was like,
why would you put it in the basement in the first place when you know the gas guy's coming over? Go put it in your fucking bedroom.
And then also, like, he already established.
But, like, my mom loves that painting. Could I buy it off you? That was so funny. I was so nervous when he was running down there. I was like, I thought the gas guy was gonna be like, oh my god, like something wrong with you, but he didn't. He was super naive.
But then that scene, like when Lip took it upstairs right after they talked about it, I was like, you're sus now. Why would you move it? You already established that it's not it's not the painting that was stolen, like, but now it's all of a sudden being moved from a person who just saw it. Interesting.
Yeah.
He's already seen it, babe. Like,
but it is like Chekhov's gun, because it is like, well, if he moves it upstairs, now we know it's gonna get fucked up.
Yeah, because he moves it upstairs, and then what does he do? Leans it against the wall. Like, he doesn't even go and hide it just yet. He doesn't even hide it then. Like, he hides it later, but...
if nothing else is gonna happen to it, he wouldn't have moved it. So the fact that he moved it just lets the audience know that it's gonna be important later.
Yeah.
But I like watching Jeremy Allen White work, so, like, I really like this whole episode. Yeah, him being, like, upset about selling the Indian and the whole gas thing, but, like, yeah.
And another thing we didn't touch on is that when he's on the phone, when the gas guy comes in, he lost that job opportunity.
He did lose that job.
He was about to get that job, and then because he put him on hold, he fucking lost, because he called right back and then went right to voicemail. So,
but it also sounded like a job that did not pay enough for him either. He's like, just $15 an hour.
Yeah, it's $15 an hour, no benefits, and he's like, I have a baby.
Yeah.
Yeah, very unfortunate. I hope his luck starts to turn.
Or that we have a fucking come to Jesus, have you been drinking moment. Like, I explode. Do it, Lip.
But it's like, where is the time?
Yeah. There's no time.
Where is the time for that? I mean, people on Twitter were talking about, like, they were like, oh, well, there's only 2 episodes of Shameless left, and Ian and Mickey maybe get, like, 15 minutes of screen time per episode. There's only 30 minutes left of them.
Yeah.
It was like, oh!
At best, 30 minutes.
Yeah, on a really good day, so.
But this was a really good day with them. I really enjoy. First of all, that scene in the beginning, they're attached at the motherfucking hip. They did not move
Let's go, Red.
1 square inch without each other.
Something's so wrong with them. People are like, why are they suddenly, like, psychic? And I'm just like, I don't think they're psychic. I literally just think they can't go anywhere without each other.
Yeah. Also, bartender Ian, sexy.
Sexy.
I love Mickey just didn't do shit. He just sat there the whole time. He was like...
He made sure Tommy paid. He was the reinforcement.
And he was mad at Kermit the whole time.
He was so mean to Kermit.
Please. I mean, I know they really love the armed transport business, but it's like, oh my god, I want them to take over the alibi so bad.
Like, Ian was like, we can get another ambulance. I was like, no, you don't need another ambulance.
Although I love that they're planning to expand the business and hire actual employees, because it's a legitimate business that they're running. Like,
And then they just get to be the bosses and not have to do anything, and they just get to boss other people around. So fun for them. And that also feeds Mickey's fantasy of being like, I'm the king of the South Side.
Yeah.
He wanted it so bad.
Yeah.
It's so bad.
And, like, them being on the same page, like, up until the apartment showing, they're like, let's look at this apartment. It's super cheap. It's on the west side. Yeah, but let's go look at it. I don't want to live there. Yeah, but they've got a fucking pool. Let's go look at it. Like,
let's go swim in the pool.
Love that. And, hey, Tommy, you watch over the alibi while we're gone.
That also sort of foreshadows the Tommy and Kermit taking over the bar aspect. Especially Tommy being like, I'm so lonely, that's why I'm here all the time.
Yeah.
Okay, start working then.
There's an apartment above the alibi. Sell your house.
There's one thing about the Debbie stuff, when she's talking to Tommy, and Tommy's like, yeah, I got a spare bedroom, you can move in with me, and Debbie's like, I'd rather live underneath the fucking L. That was so fucking funny. I was dying.
But I think it would have been funny if they lived together, though, because I it's obvious that he thinks Franny's a really cute kid.
No, I was like, don't do it. Like, we know Tommy it's like not bad or anything, but I was just like, no.
He's a neat guy. Why does Mickey hate Kermit so much?
Why does Mickey hate Kermit?
Why does Mickey hate him so much?
Why are they beefing?
Mickey, like, anything, he would be like, shut the fuck up.
Like, you get 2 free beers, you don't give anything free to anybody, especially fucking Kermit. Like, what?
Maybe he's just mad because
Kermit didn't want him to get a bazooka. He's like, why do you need a bazooka? Because it's fun to blow shit up, Kermit.
Maybe he's just mad because Kermit kind of looks like what Mickey could look like when he's older.
Oh my god.
He's nervous. He's getting scared.
Stop.
Although, I'm so glad that Twitter pointed out to me too, like, Evan, I love that you said earlier on how many pet names we get in this episode. Let's go, Red.
Let's go, Red.
And I know Cameron did this for us. I know it wasn't scripted, because I didn't even catch it until somebody pointed it out that Ian calls Mickey baby. Come see this bed, baby.
Yeah, when they're walking into the bedroom.
It's like, how is that the first time that's ever happened on screen? Did they just cut it out every other time?
I feel like they just call each other fucking insults. Like, instead of, like, pet names, it's normally just, like, asshole or, like, something like that. Now they're, like...
Like, I know Cameron did that. Come check out this bed, baby. Like,
I can see Ian calling Mickey baby a lot, but I, like, the other way around.
Red makes sense. Red, because it's just... But I don't think Mickey would be like, come here, babe. Like, ugh.
He definitely calls him baby in bed.
But Ian seems totally, like, the type to be like, babe, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They call each other baby in bed and in private all the time. I know it. I feel it. It's absolutely correct. Like,
oh, 100%. So, and I'm right, and I will not take criticism.
Exactly. Also, Mickey, beefy.
Yummy.
Beefy.
Yummy.
No. What got into him?
Sebastian was like, his treps are huge, but he's so tiny.
Yeah, it's weird because his head doesn't really fit on his body.
His shoulders are so broad.
Now, like, it kind of looks like his head is not actually part of his body. But I'm just like,
beefy!
From the neck down.
He got some pecs, too. I was like, hey.
Right? It was so good!
Also, Mickey top surgery scars real.
Oh my god, did you see? I was like...
I saw that and I was like, I was like, top surgery Mickey? Trans Mickey real?
But, yeah, I mean, I sent that scene, not the whole scene, but like a photo of him to my sister, who you guys know is like on, I mean, we're like just starting season 2 because we've been apart for a week, and she saw the Ian tattoo and she was like, what the fuck? And I was like,
what is that?
I was like, I know.
I saw people being like, of course Mickey doesn't want to move to the west side. He's got a South Side Forever tattoo. That's embarrassing.
That's so embarrassing for him.
He has a Riverdale tattoo.
I also really, for serious for a moment, I also really love their communication in this episode, because some people are pissed about Ian signing the lease at all. But he's like, listen, it was a really good deal. We need this. I know that you can't accept that we need this, but, and he didn't approach like, fuck you, I did it. He approached him and was like, listen, so I signed the lease. And like, it was a really healthy, like, I know Mickey's got a lot to contend with and a lot to come around with about it, and Mickey's gonna be mad for a little while, but like, I don't know. I thought it was I really liked the way they did it. Ian's like, well, yeah. I know you're not going to enjoy this, but this is what's best for us. And let's have a conversation about, do you want to cook dinner together? Let's hang out. Like,
the fact that they do that too. Oh, delicious. But I did see somebody point out, like, it wasn't like a deal breaker thing. The stakes were, because Mickey was mad, but he wasn't.
Yeah, he was still like, I gotta move. He wasn't like.
There was never any question that he wasn't going to move with Ian.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Like, the whole he was mad about it, but he was like, it's because of you I have to move. It's not like I'm sticking my foot in and I'm not moving.
Because he's like, of course I'm going to go where he goes.
Yeah.
Of course, there's no question. And it reminds me of that when Lip was thinking about moving to Milwaukee, and Mickey straight up was like, if you ever try to get me to move Milwaukee, I will fucking kill you.
I'll fucking murder you.
And it's like, okay, so like that is like full deal breaker. But yeah, I mean, king of the South Side.
I was frustrated too, because I was like, okay, Ian just signing it without talking to him at all. But I'm like, they deserve this. They need this.
But like $900 a month, and if you sign right now, you get the first month free. You sign that
is
shit.
Really good deal, especially in Chicago. Come on, guys.
Yeah, because also Tommy's comment, because he was like, because of the pandemic, a lot of these places are empty, so like they're trying to like get people to come in, so they like kind of dock the prices.
That does make sense actually, because I'm apartment shopping right now for the upcoming semester. And it is kind of like that. Like, they are trying to do a bunch of, like, they'll be like, oh, we'll cut a deal. I mean, my rent, I have 2 roommates, and I think our rent is going to shake down to, like, $1,600, but we're also living in, like, downtown of a city. Mm-hmm. Small city, but it's, like, it, you know. So, I mean, it does, them being on the west side kind of removed, it does make sense. I mean, that's also why it was, like, Mac and Dennis and Always Sunny moved to the suburbs instead of looking for another apartment in the city, because it's expensive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I really liked them the whole episode. They were like they're literally very together and agreeable in the whole first beginning, and very happy. Like, Mickey got to go for a swim. Love that for him.
Mickey buying the beer.
We cannot blush over like them talking about what they do with all of this money. He's like, let's go to the Gulf of Mexico and get a companion. Like, he's still dreaming about like going to the beach with Ian. Like,
you know, he wouldn't though. He wouldn't actually move down there. He wants to be king of the South Side so bad.
He talks about Ian getting burnt like a bitch. Mickey burns.
Yeah, facts. But yeah, I mean, Mickey being like, we could get pit bulls in the backyard, and Ian's like, I want to grow
Mickey wants a
tomatoes.
dog.
Baby, you can have it all. Baby, you can have both those things.
Also, I love Mickey loving pit bulls because they're like the stereotypical like grr mean dog, but are actually like, if you treat them right, we'll let you put them in a sweater. Like
the soft little babies.
Michael Che has a really good joke about white women with pit bulls. It's like a white woman will take a pit bull, put a sweater on it, and be like, "This is chonky." Like,
oh, I sent this to you, Amanda. Sleepyhead Mick on Twitter said, Mickey, quote, king of the South Side. Bestie, you transport legal drugs, play with your 5-year-old niece, and kiss your husband who calls you baby. Take a seat. Take a motherfucking seat.
What a king.
Also, Mickey's internalized homophobia really did jump out in this episode.
Yeah. Like, don't call your husband a slur, king.
That's the gayest thing I've ever heard. Call your husband the F word, like.
Yeah.
And but like it didn't even phase Ian. Like it didn't hurt him.
Mickey's like, we get it. You're a little bitch. Calm down.
Yeah.
And then Lip is frustrated, Mickey is frustrated, and they fucking take. And I saw some people saying, "Well, Mickey took the first swing." Like, no, he didn't. He pushed Lip back. Didn't. Lip took the first swing.
Lip rocked his shit. I felt that punch.
Yeah. Although you know that Lip looks worse than Mickey does right now. You know it.
Oh yeah. Lip's lip was busted.
Like that fight was so good, and then Ian and Lip on the porch.
Ooh. Ian and Lip on the porch.
The fact that Lip immediately apologized.
Yeah. Right away he's like, I'm sorry. I fucked up. Like, and I love Ian calling Lip on his bullshit. He like sat and he listened. He listened to Lip air out his frustrations. He's like, bad day? Got it? Uh-huh. He's like, got it? Uh-huh. Bad day. That's all bullshit, actually, though, right? And if you ever hit my husband again, I will fucking kill you.
Yeah.
Best character in this entire episode.
Yummy.
Cameron's shit-headification immediately flew out of my mind. I was like, I respect this man. I love this man.
I watched this episode and I go, I've never heard him sing in my life.
I've never heard him say anything bad in my entire life. I love this man.
He does not have a Twitter anymore. I've never seen a single tweet from Cameron Monaghan.
Though I don't know who that is, actually.
I only know Ian Gallagher.
But, like, literally right before that line came out of his mouth, I had the thought, man, I wish he had gotten to call Mickey his husband in this episode. And then the line came out and I was like, I'm sorry, what? What just happened? What did he just say?
Hold on, I have whiplash. Yeah, I mean, and the fact that Ian said to Lip, that's just your brain fucking with you, because he has had so many times that his brain has been actively working against him with the bipolar, and also even as close to when he was on his meds, like up until the wedding when he was like, how do you know you love me? Like, that was his brain fucking with him. It's like the fact that Ian has grown enough and become secure in himself.
And he can acknowledge that.
To acknowledge that and to give that advice to somebody else is just like, I'm emotional.
Like, he's stable enough in his relationship to be like, no, actually, we can get this apartment and this is going to be good for us. And that he's stable enough in his own mental health to be like, what you, brother, are doing is destructive. And if you ever hit my husband again, I will fucking kill you.
Because he has perspective, because he's been through that. He knows that things are not like, that things may seem shitty, like in your own brain, but that is not always how they're shaking out in real life. I mean, I do hope it turns around for Lip, but it's like, to hear Ian, of all people, say that to Lip is just, like, so perfect. If it was literally any other character, I would have been like, don't care.
And, like, I don't know how to interpret it. I hope that the way that I am supposed to interpret it is Lip taking a moment to himself to be like, yes, I actually should get to a meeting, and not, I've been secretly drinking this whole time, I haven't been to a meeting in months. Like, that's...
But they never showed that he was secretly drinking. I kind of wish they did, because then if they just do it where it's like, oh, he's going to meetings again, it's like, then it doesn't really confirm that he was drinking or not the whole time.
And especially with, like, Ian's dialogue, like, he never outright says, like, oh, maybe is it because you're drinking again, or, like, referring to him falling off the wagon. He just goes, like, maybe you need a meeting.
Like maybe you need that support from other people.
And let's be clear, we have thought about this more than the writers have.
For sure. Except, no, maybe Corinna's been thinking.
We overanalyzed a Coca-Cola can for them to not show us anything yet. So, we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Know, maybe Corinna's been thinking, maybe she's been thinking a little bit about it. But yeah,
Also, wait, let's just say for the record, Lena texted us before this episode came out. I think I know what this fight between Lip and Mickey is. And she wrote down the note and screenshotted it and sent it to us. And then that episode happened. It was exactly what the fight was.
We should post the screen once we air this episode. We should post the screenshot with like the timestamp of like when you sent us that from when the episode came out.
But I'll read verbatim what I wrote. Because it was completely correct.
It was completely correct.
I was like, for posterity, guys, can I send you something real quick? Like, I think I know what this fight is about. I wrote, la. I and M open the bar, get to apartment shopping. Go see the apartment. I loves it. M hates it because of location. I goes back and signs a lease without M's permission. M is pissed, takes it out on Lip because Lip wants to sell the house and now M doesn't. Bada bing, bada boom.
The way you were right, your brain.
Bada bing, bada boom. I should be a writer.
The fact that you are the writer at this point.
Yeah, it says March 27th at 12:16 a.m. So it was a full 24 hours before we got the episode.
Your brain is so big.
Something about me built so
big
different.
Brain. And the screenshots we have for the next episode, like we said, I still can't get over that you ever hit my husband again, I'll fucking kill you. Can't get over it, won't get over it, possibly ever. In the next episode, when we know that Mickey throws a fit in front of other people, I just need Ian to say, yeah, that's my husband. Like, I just give it to me. Give it to me right now.
Yeah, I think he's just getting them kicked out on purpose.
Yeah, he's just gonna be a drama queen. Love him.
Yeah.
Although, like, they probably, judging by if that bed scene is actually in the episode, they're gonna make up by the end of the episode anyway, so.
Also, Sweater Paw Mickey?
Sweater Paw Mickey.
Hello? Should I say what I think is gonna happen with Mickey?
In the next episode?
Yeah, for posterity? Okay, great.
So this is what Lena predicts is going to happen in season 11, episode 11.
So, I think that they're getting somewhat moved in. Mickey's hesitating. He's probably gonna be like, I'm not bringing one item of clothing. I'm not bringing anything over there. That is not my home. Ian tries to be like, oh, let's go for a swim, blah, blah, blah. Mickey throws a fit. They get kicked out. Probably something tells me that like maybe the people that they meet in the pool are like part of the co-op board or something, or like they have some sort of power there or just generally feel threatened. They go back home.
Do you think they're gonna play the gay card? They're like, we don't want a gay couple living in our complex.
I think they're also just locked into a lease and this isn't going to be enough to break it.
You don't think they're going to get kicked out?
No, I don't think they're going to get kicked out. I think they're going to be embarrassing.
You know what, though? Yeah, it will be embarrassing. I think one of two things could happen. I think they either get kicked out, and then they come back, and they make up, and he's like, we'll find somewhere else to live. We'll think about something else. Or they don't get kicked out, and they come back, and Mickey's like, I'm sorry. I fucked up.
I feel like Mickey's gonna try to get them kicked out, and it's not gonna work. Or, like, Ian's gonna be like, you're a dumbass.
I, like, truly don't think it's gonna be that big of a deal. I think he's gonna, like, pick up the chair and it's gonna be embarrassing, but I don't think anything is gonna happen.
I think it's gonna be funny, though, if they talk to those people at the pool, and then they're like, oh, what do you do for a living? He's like, oh yeah, like, I'm a convicted felon, but I transport weed for a living, legally.
And they're gonna be like, ha 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 ha, you're so
like,
funny.
Like, haha, you're so funny. He's gonna be like, I will kill you. I'll kill you right now. I'll get you.
I just want that's my husband. It's all I want. It's all I want from this.
My favorite thing is people asking Mickey what he does for a living. I'm a pimp.
He's just like he's so candid about it. I am excited for this season's deleted scenes.
Yeah.
Who else?
Camo Kiss,
I'm
mayhaps?
very hungry.
I am so confident that it'll show up on the DVD.
It fucking better. But, so, overall, yeah, did you say the writer of this episode also wrote 1106?
Yes, Corinna.
Give them an Emmy right now. Right now. They did the best episodes in this whole fucking season.
I also don't even think she's, like, a staff writer. I don't think she's been here. I think this is, like, her first year with them, and this is the only 2 episodes that she wrote, ever. So...
her career better take off.
I will follow her to whatever her next show is. Like,
she
100.
Is the best.
I will hire her.
Actually the best. And the director of this episode, I love that the director of this episode also does the cinematography in other episodes, because this episode had so many pretty moments. Like, it was so pretty.
Mm-hmm.
That's probably why they did so well at hiding her hiding Kate's baby bump too, because if the guy who directed it also does cinematography, he has for sure hidden a baby bump before, and they did it really well.
He's won an Emmy for outstanding cinematography for a single camera series.
He directed Oh Captain, My Captain in season 10.
Which is episode 9. Oh, that was the episode where at the end, Ian goes to Byron's and is like,
oh yeah, how do you know that you love me? He directed that episode. Yeah. He is so good at pretty scenes like that. Like, fuck.
He's only directed 2 episodes and yet GOAT status.
Right?
He is built different.
These two, this writer and this director, need to be the only ones that I need them to go back in time and redo every episode. Like, fix it all. Because I love it.
The two of them, and then, like, Burt O'Malley, Sheila Callahan.
Mike O'Malley!
Sorry, Mike O'Malley. Something wrong with me.
Burt Hummel, Mike O'Malley.
Burt Hummel. Something wrong with me. Sorry, guys.
Alex Borstein is also a great... She did some great Monica and some great Galovich episodes.
And she's funny, too. She's on Workaholics. Funny. She's on Workaholics as Montez's wife. And she only appeared in 3 episodes, but she's, like, such a standout. Sheila Callahan, I miss her.
You know what? I'm gonna raise my bar off the floor after this episode. I had my bar on the floor going into the episode. She did like a triple Lutz over that bitch. Like it was so good. I'm gonna raise my bar up off the floor. They've got to meet a certain standard for the next 2 episodes.
Yeah, my bar's still low. Sorry, guys.
My bar keeps bouncing back and forth. I don't have a steady idea.
Yeah, that's fair. But so let's wrap this episode up. Let's get out of here. This episode was incredibly good, besides the fact that Carl still exists. But like the lip stuff and the fight with Mickey was so good, and Kevin V getting their happy ending. Good for them. So wait, who gets the gold star? Christian Isaiah gets the gold star of the week, right?
Yeah.
Christian.
Cameron. Actually.
Cameron.
Yeah.
Not so much for Cameron, but just for Ian.
I feel like it goes Christian, Cameron, Jeremy Allen White, Noel Fisher.
I feel like we should put Bill on the rankings for this episode.
Yeah, he's there.
I totally forgot to bring this up. This episode felt like old Ian. Seasons 1 through 3 Ian, like sassy, silly Ian.
Yeah, it felt like teen Ian.
Yeah. It felt like the Ian that looked at Lip when he was fucking around with Karen and went, "What the fuck are you doing?" Like
the Ian that stood up to Lip. Like it's just like the Ian that was like so secure and confident. Like I totally miss that, because in season 4 and season 5 they totally broke him back down, and then it's taken them 4 seasons to just build him back up. And even then, like he had that moment. Because
he was still rocky in like season 8, season 9. Like he was still like
so it was like, and they had that setback again, and it's like. It's just so nice to see him mean,
happy,
and sassy, and happy, and being like the character that everyone's like, I love this guy.
Yeah.
The moral compass.
They're turning into like real people almost, instead of just like the characters that they've been. They're like turning into actual adults. And like Ian even says that he's like, we're getting older. Like we gotta start being like functional human beings, not like playing these games and running all these scams anymore.
They're getting older, they're growing up. Lip has a kid, and Ian has a husband, and if you ever hit him again, he'll fucking kill you. Like, I'm gonna live on that for a long time. I'm gonna go dance with my husband. If you ever hit my husband again, I'll fucking kill you. Amazing.
We need a third one to complete it. Rule of 3s, guys. Come on.
Yeah.
Maybe one for Mickey?
So yeah, gold stars this week. Christian Isaiah wins the episode. He just does.
Oh,
he does.
Sure.
Christian Isaiah wins the episode.
It was his episode.
And then Noel Fisher, Jeremy Allen White, Cameron Monaghan, and William H. Macy. Amazing. All around. Really good. Shanola, also a queen. Like, I love her.
She killed it this episode.
She always
does. She just was vibing. We love her.
We love lying about knowing the Obamas. I love that for you.
That was so funny.
So fucking wow, that episode was really good. Like I said, it was fun to be a hater last week, but I really liked that I could wake up today and go, I'm gonna watch the episode again. Like,
yeah,
true.
It was great. We're so happy that it's good, and I hope that it can fucking keep it up for the next 2 episodes. That's it. Just end.
We're praying.
End strong, my guy. Just do it for me, please. We've dedicated a decade of our lives to this show.
Literally. God damn.
And I'm gonna dedicate the next couple of hours to getting this edited for us. So let's get the fuck out of here. Thank you all for listening. Thank you all for supporting us. All of our Instagram for Lena, for Evan, for myself are in the bio below. I will even include our brand new TikTok page that Evan set up for us, the Luck We Had TikTok page. And you can check out our website. It's in all those things, and it'll be linked in the bio below. And you can donate to our Ko-Fi, and you can buy some stickers from us. We've got some stickers of the logo. And the artist of that logo, by the way, is my sister Zoe at Burden on Society on Instagram. Yes. She is the one that did the stickers, and I will make sure to give her a cut of whatever I get for the stickers, because she deserves it, because she made that logo for us.
Yes.
But we have stickers. They're vinyl, right? Vinyl stickers?
Yes, yeah. They're from this website called Sticker Mule, and they make very nice quality stickers. But yeah, you can find all of that on Instagram and send us a DM if you'd like one.
And you can donate to our Ko-Fi if you feel like it. You can get yourself a sticker. And yeah, follow us on all the things. Come back next week for hopefully another good one. Let's cross our fingers and on all our toes and hope for a good one. But until then, let's get the fuck out of here. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Bye.